Hello friends, welcome to my online class. Today I have brought you one of the chapter of grade 12 NEB. Okay, chapter 7, that is vector and vector geometry. So we are going to discuss about some basic definitions that are used in this chapter. So let's go ahead. First of all, we have to know about what is scalar quantity and what is vector quantity. Okay, so just a minute. So what is scalar quantity? First of all, we have to know this. So actually scalar quantity means it is such quantity, we can see it is such a quantity, which have magnitude, okay, which have magnitude only but not direction, are called scalar quantities. Means in which we found only magnitude but there will not be any direction. Okay, so only magnitude containing quantities are called scalar quantities. Okay, like you can take some example of scalar quantities like mass. If you see mass has only magnitude but it does not have any fixed quantity. Okay, similarly time is also scalar quantity, speed is also scalar quantity. Okay, then after, now let's go to our next definition, that is vector quantity. So what is vector quantity? So we can see those quantities, vector quantities means they are those physical quantities which have both magnitude as well as direction. It is very simple definition. Okay, so which has both magnitude as well as direction, that type of quantities are called vector quantities. Okay, which have both magnitude also as well as direction also, fixed direction. Okay, so like for example we can take some example like velocity, acceleration, force. Okay, they are the examples of vector quantities. Now it is denoted by, we can take suppose AB vector, then it is written as AB. On the top of AB there will be one arrowhead. Similarly OP vector, okay, vector A, small vector A, small vector B, by giving arrow on their heads it is denoted. Okay, then after, now let's go ahead. Our next one note is given to us. So the note is, see, in terms of coordinates, a vector OP vector can be expressed as OP vector is equal to x comma y. You can see over here in this figure, you can see, like if there is a point p x comma y, then its position vector is denoted by OP vector. Okay, OP vector is equal to px comma y. You can see in the figure as well. Now let's go ahead. Here OP vector is equal to xy is a vector in the Cartesian plane. It is a Cartesian plane, means two-dimensional plane where x axis and y axis are included. Okay, and hence it is also called plane vector. So this vector OP vector, it is also called plane vector because it is present in Cartesian plane. But if the vector will be present in three-dimensional plane, then at that case the vector will be called space vector. Okay, now let's go ahead. There you can see the note, in three-dimensional space or simply 3 space, we can say the vector OP vector can be written as OP vector is equal to x comma y comma z, and here it is called the space vector. Okay, it is called space vector. Now let's go ahead. You can see this thing in figure as well. So one vector is there, p x comma y comma z, and here it is x axis, y axis and z axis. So if you indicate this p x y z vector as position vector, then we consider it as OP vector, and OP vector will be equal to x comma y comma z. Then position vector. What is the meaning of position vector? Now let us see. So position vectors are those vectors whose initial point is origin. So we can see origin. So the vector whose initial point is origin, they are called position vectors, like OP vector is equal to px comma y. Okay. Let me take. Okay, so you can see OP vector is equal to px comma y, OP vector is equal to px comma y comma z. You can see this example. These are the examples of position vector. Okay, now let's go to our next topic, that is modulus of a vector. Okay, modulus means magnitude of a vector. So we can see that modulus of a vector is a positive number. It is a positive number which is the measure of the line segment representing the vector. Okay, it is called modulus of a vector. So whenever we represent a vector, okay, so if then that vector will give a certain line, a line will be given by that vector, and if we measure the length of that vector, then it will be the modulus of that vector. Okay, now let's move ahead. Like for example, we can see if OP vector is a vector, then its modulus is denoted by modulus of OP vector. You can see the symbol of modulus of OP vector. Just write OP vector and give it by 2 bars, and given by magnitude of OP vector is equal to square root of x square plus y square. So these are quite small things but important things, so please pay attention. Similarly, in 3D space, the modulus of OP vector will be equal to square root of x square plus y square plus z square. Okay, now let's go to our next topic, like some types of vectors. So let's go to types of vector. Our first type of vector is unit vector. So what type of vector is called unit vector? So in simple word, you can see that unit vector means those type of vector whose magnitude is equal to unity or 1. Okay, so in simple sentence we can see a vector whose magnitude is unity is called unit vector. So if magnitude of OP vector is equal to 1, then OP vector is said to be unit vector, and it is denoted by a, and above a there is a cap, so it is the symbol of unit vector, and given by it is given by a certain formula. In exam also it is asked that we have to find the unit vector of any given vector. So here is the formula to calculate the unit vector. So unit vector, vector a cap unit vector is equal to vector a upon magnitude of vector a. It is the formula to calculate the unit vector. So if vector a is equal to a1 comma a2, which is not equal to 0, then unit vector of a, vector a, will be a cap is equal to a1 upon square root of a1 square plus a2 square comma a2 upon square root of a1 square plus a2 square. Similarly, my dear students, if it will be 3-dimensional vector, then here it will be a3 also, and here it will be a1 square plus a2 square plus a3 square. Okay, so here we are discussing about 2-dimensional vector. So by using this formula, you can calculate its unit vector of any vector. Okay, now null vector. So null vector means what type of vector? So we can see the name is null. Null means nothing, whose magnitude is 0. It is also called zero vector. Okay, so a vector whose magnitude is 0 is called null vector. It is denoted by 0 vector, and 0 vector is equal to 0 comma 0. It is a null vector. It is a plain vector. Also you can find null vector in 3-dimensional space also. That will be vector o is equal to 0 comma 0 comma 0. Okay, that will be null vector in 3-dimensional space. Now here is some note. Let us see. Note: in 0 vector, the origin and the terminal point coincides. So here if you see, it is x-axis and y-axis, and if it is the origin, then origin and the vector will coincide. Okay, so we can say that in 0 vector, the origin and the terminal point, okay, So origin is also same and terminal point is also same. So that is our note, and our next note is given over there. The direction of zero vector. See, the direction of zero vector is indeterminate. Okay, so since zero vector is a point vector, so its direction is not fixed, so it is indeterminate or indeterminate. Now let's go ahead. Negative vector. Our next type of vector or third type of vector is negative vector. So what type of vector is called negative vector? Let us see, my dear friends. A vector having same magnitude will be same, but direction will be opposite. Okay, opposite direction. So that type of vector is called negative vector. So we can say if OP vector is any vector, then its negative vector is given by minus OP vector, or simply we can say PO vector. Okay, the negative vector of OP vector is minus OP vector or PO vector. Accordingly, you can note down, you can pause the video and you can make a very nice note of chapter vector. Similarly, let's go to our next topic, that is like vector. Okay, so what type of vector are called like vectors? So you can see in the figure also as well, magnitude doesn't matter, but the direction should be same. So such vectors, we can see two vectors are said to be like vectors if they have same direction is same, whatever may be their magnitude. You can see in the example. So for the vectors to be like vectors, magnitude doesn't matter, but the thing that matter is only direction. So if the two vectors are going in the same direction, whatever may be their magnitude, so those vectors are called like vectors. Similarly, then whatever vectors will be called unlike vectors. Let us see. So two vectors are said to be unlike vectors if their direction are opposite, whatever may be their magnitude. Okay, so directions are opposite, whatever may be their magnitude, that type of vectors are called unlike vectors. Now let's go next topic, equal vectors. What type of vectors are called equal vectors? So equal vectors means those vectors whose magnitude is also same and direction is also same. So it will be, let us see, two vectors are said to be equal if their magnitude are equal and their direction are also same. Okay, so these types of vectors are called equal vectors. Okay, so hope you are making a very nice note of vector chapter. Now go to the next topic, that is localized vector. So whatever vector is called localized vector. So you can see, okay, so suppose there is a vector, this type of vector is there, that is passing through a certain point in parallel to one another vector. Okay, so in this case, suppose it is AB vector, it is passing through a certain point and parallel to one next given vector, then here AB vector is called localized vector. Okay, so let us see definition from book, from my note diary, what is over there. So we can see a vector which passes through a given point and which is parallel to the given vector is said to be localized vector. So just a definition, you just note down. Okay, so for the localized vector, it should pass through a certain point and it should be parallel to a given point, it should be parallel to given vector and it should pass through the given point, then that type of vector will be called localized vector. Now let's go to some operation of the vectors. So addition of the vector, what does it explain? Addition of the vectors, how can we add two vectors? So let us see, if vector A is equal to a1 comma a2 and vector B is equal to b1 comma b2, then vector A plus vector B will be a1 plus b1 comma a2 plus b2. Okay, so we have to add the first elements comma, then after we have to add the second elements. Similarly, we can find the difference of the two vectors. Vector A minus vector B will be a1 minus b1 comma a2 minus b2. Okay, now let's move ahead to our next topic after addition of the two vectors. Now let's go to our next topic, that is the triangle rule of vector addition. So here in the figure you can see something. One vector is there, OQ vector, and next OP vector, and if you have to find, if you have given PQ vector, so suppose OP vector is equal to vector A and PQ vector is vector B, then we can find OQ vector using the formula or using the definition of the triangle rule. So what it will explain is, so in this way, if we have to find OQ vector, then OQ vector will be OP plus PQ. Okay, OQ vector will be OP vector plus PQ vector. So OP vector is denoted by vector A and PQ is denoted by vector B. So OQ vector will be equal to vector A plus vector B. So this simple rule is called triangle rule of vector addition, which is used quite frequently. So my dear friends, please make a very clear note and make very clear concept about the chapter vector of grade 12. Now let's go to some small laws in vector. First of all, let's go to laws of vector addition. So what does this law explain? First law, there is commutative law. Commutative law explains that if vector A and vector B are two vectors, then vector A plus vector B will be vector B plus vector A. It is the commutative property, the same property which we have learnt in real numbers as well. Okay, so it is the commutative property, vector A plus vector B is equal to vector B plus vector A. It is the commutative property. Similarly, let's go to our next law, that is associative law, or we can say associative property. So what does this law explain? Let us see. If vector A, vector B and vector C be any three vectors, then vector A plus vector B plus vector C is kept in bracket will be equal to vector A plus vector B kept in bracket plus vector C. So this type of law is called associative law. Now there is one small note given to my dear students. So there is one small note. Let us see what is that note. So note number first, m times vector A plus vector B will be equal to m vector A plus m vector B, where m is any scalar quantity. And our second note is given there. If vector A is equal to a1 comma a2 be any vector, then k times the vector A will be equal to k times a1 comma a2 will be equal to ka1 comma ka2. Okay, where k is any scalar quantity. So my dear friends, if you have made complete note up to here, then you can solve easily every questions of our first exercise of basic mathematics. Okay, so hope you have made very clear note up to here. After this, we are going to enter in our exercise number first, that is 7.1.